Welcome back. In the last video, we were able to finally create robots. That's the player there. And they just move around. At least they're not spinning, going nuts. They don't see the player. So we're going to start to see if we can get them to see the player and attack them. If you've been following the videos, you know what we're going to do. So here's the latest code. We're going to go to the bottom. All of this is what we're going to paste. So let's see. I want to add a new feature. I want the robots to be able to see the player. This means they have the line of sight, no obstacles or robots. I shouldn't have put the parentheses there. That should go there. If they can see the player, I want the robots who can see the player to move to the player. If at any time they stop seeing the player, they move randomly as they currently do. The one issue I can foresee is that robots' default movement when they hit or bump into another robot or obstacle or the player is to move away. So we want to override that or make an exception. This is just about the robots bumping into the player. This has nothing to do with changing how they relate to each other or how the player relates to them. All that continues as is currently. If you have a solution for this feature, here's the criteria. 1, maintain current code sections. This is what, if I can get better at specifying this, I get better code, right? More readable code in the sense of comparing it, the new stuff to what we have. So globals, files, variables near the top, then helper functions, then functions, the main area, listeners, and invocation. Keep all current heading and section comments. They look almost like banners. Keep all existing code and functions in their respective order. If new function or helper function needs to be added, it should be go to the bottom of that section after existing helpers or functions. Even if code appears duplicated, do not mix, use, reuse, consolidate code that has to do with the player and code that has to do with robots. You should be able to see that that is the current structure of the code. Give the full and total script back, no missing code. Retain all formatting, spacing, comments, etc. If an existing block or function needs to change, I need comments explaining why. Okay, if you've been following, you know the routine. We fed it to chat. Chat gave us new code. The left is current version. The right is chat's suggestions. So that just removes an old comment. No big deal. Another old comment, empty line. Let's scroll to next. What is this? This is the beginning of function definition. So this is at the bottom of the previous section, right? Is that true? Yes, helpers. So, okay, he added helpers at the bottom. This has to do with robot line of sight check. That looks good. Let's go to the next section. Looks like he updated the robots and new line of sight check. So yeah, that makes sense. This was just a comment before. We'll go the other way for that comment. What else is next? Empty line. What's next? Is that it? Why is it not the same? Whoa. Oh, a comment. Okay. So that's it. We save it and we try it. All right, so you saw the demo at the beginning. So we're going to move on and try something else. I would like to give the player, that's the player there. I would like to give him better, look, stuck. Oh, there he goes. Anyway, he's going for the corner. He doesn't know. So I want to give a bit of an advantage to the player and have it be able to see directly ahead and at 45. So let me just draw that for you. So if this is the player, I would like to add that it can see maybe 45. I don't know if I call it 45, but directly ahead, because they can't see right now. It just continues until it bumps, right? Just like the robots do. I want to be able to see as far as it can see until there's an obstacle, a border, a robot, whatever there is. I just have to figure out the angles. And to move toward the longest distance. That's the key, okay? Whatever one is the longest distance, turn and move toward it. All right, same thing. Now this is the new latest code. Here we go. New feature. Add vision or line of sight to the player. Add 3 different line of sight directions to the player. 1, directly ahead along the line of the gun. 2, 30 degrees to the left of direction 1. 3, 30 degrees to the right of direction 1. The line of sight ends at a robot or an obstacle or the canvas border. Have the player move or turn toward the line of sight whose distance is the longest, farthest. This, of course, will continuously change as the robot continues to move and encounters obstacles, border, or robots. And then what I did is I took the previous code-related criteria and just pasted it here because it seemed to do so well. So we're going to copy and paste that to ChatGPT and see what it says. So here we are, our version, the suggested version. And even though it looks like, oh my gosh, we have to change existing code, that's not true. If you look at this function name, has line of sight, but this is player ray distance angle. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and copy all of this to here and paste it below as the newest helper function. I didn't want to fill up the recording, but another reason for comparison is that it did drop a couple of functions along the way, but you know, it's a good thing we have our version, right? Now this is inserting new code inside of update player because it has the line of sight. So it's going to probably call the, let's try it. No, that's a good thing we can always undo, right? So what else is next? And the rest of the code unchanged. Animate. So yeah, we can just, okay, we can take that, put it over there, and invocations, listeners, put it over there. What else is there? I think that is it. Okay, see, again, it's interesting how, you know, we think, but we aren't precise enough. So it is better. Notice how smoothly it did that turn. Here we go again. That was very smooth, okay? Let's stop it for a second. Notice that in this instance, this is the longest one. And it continues to be until it gets near the corner. And then the correct one gets longer and so forth, and it makes that smooth turn. That's better. What I actually had in mind is don't even collide at all, but I didn't say that. Okay, we have added obstacles. Let's see how it goes. Oh, so basically what it's doing, uh, let's see. Oh, no. Yeah, it's still doing that collision. When it flashes, that's the collision thing. Uh-oh, is it following the same? Okay, that was smooth. Okay, this is different. Okay, now that was a steer. Let's add robots. Let's see what happens. Okay, it should be steering away from them. I don't know. Uh-oh. See, it still got stuck. With this new line of sight in 3 directions, is the player considering border, obstacles, and robots all as the same obstacles? Because I noticed it seemed to steer somewhat toward the robots when they're almost touching it. Yes or no? Explain briefly. No, they are not treated identically in intent, but in your line of sight object, they effectively behave the same way. You see that behavior. Border, stop ray, obstacle, stop ray. So all 3 are ray terminators. Okay, why it steers toward robots. When a robot is very close, it only shortens one ray slightly. The other rays may be still shorter overall. So the longest ray can still point. Net effects are treated for ray blocking, but not repulsive. No penalty for being so the player can still. Okay, you know what? Let's change something. Here's the latest code again, and what we're going to tell ChatGPT, but I have complaints. I say you continue to remove existing functions. You continue to replace entire blocks of code with a comment about unchanged code here or similar comment. Don't do that. Let's change from player moves toward longest ray and change it to player moves away from shortest ray and all the rest of the code related criteria. Okay, it did much better. It's still erased one particularly important function, which is create robots, and it didn't even say, hey, so anyway, but this is the gist of the change right here. So we're going to accept that and see what happens. Oh, well.